This one was hard. The 2009 Christmas special, The End of Time. This one was a hard one to get through. Now, not because it's a bad episode, far from it. It's a really good episode. I mean, while The Next Doctor is my favourite of the Christmas specials, The End of Time I feel is my favourite Regeneration episode. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked ones like The Parting of the Ways, The Time with the Doctor, and Twice Upon a Time. I love those episodes, but this one for me is my favourite Regeneration episode. But that doesn't mean that it's not kind of hard to sit through some parts of it. Anyway, the Doctor kind of returns to Earth once again, knowing that he's about to face the end of his life. However, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy, as his old enemy, the Master, has been partially resurrected and is out causing trouble, and soon sets into motion a chain of events that will result in the human race no longer existing for a couple of days, instead being replaced with the Master race. But something else is stirring in the dark, and the Doctor knows that there are much deeper forces at play here. Now, these two episodes have a great cast in them that includes David Tennant at his finest, Bernard Cribbins, who apparently a lot of people have said that Wilfred Mott is their favourite companion, and I can certainly see that. Yeah, you got Bernard Cribbins at his best, John Sim at, frankly, his most mental and hinged. We've also got future Supergirl actor David Harewood. Some great moments from two alien scientists, played by Sinead Keenan and Larry Lewin. We also got Timothy Dalton in, frankly, his most sinister role, and even a surprise appearance from June Whitfield, which would give us a nice little one to find out. I mean, this episode, I remember seeing it, and while it didn't get me as, like some episodes, The Empty Child or Blink or Midnight, this one, to me, is still kind of quite terrifying. I mean, the idea of everyone on Earth replaced by a madman, just, it's incredible to watch. I mean, in terms of Doctor Who canon, this is actually also a rather important episode, as kind of when you slot it into everything, it does kind of make sense. I mean, for example, it kind of serves kind of a nice sequel to The Day of the Doctor. These are the events that the 10th Doctor was doing before he ultimately went off to the Ood Sphere to face his destiny. You kind of, yeah, to which later on you do get to see exactly how he came to marry Queen Elizabeth I. It's quite kind of funny to think about. And it's also an important episode because later on in Series 10, quite a long way down the line, he also kind of sets up what exactly happened to the Master before he popped up again in World Enough in Time and the Doctor Falls. To which, yeah, it's kind of an important episode because it kind of slots everything together. But yeah, I mean, this episode, these two episodes, I admit they're good ones, and they are my favourite Regeneration episodes, but as I said, they're not necessarily always easy to watch. I mean, the hardest part of the episode isn't the Doctor's regeneration. I mean, that's had enough build-up. It's not even that towards the end of the episode, the Doctor goes back and sees some of his past companions, even though that's hard to watch as well. For me, the hardest part of the episode to watch is when the Doctor thinks he's managed to survive, that he thinks he's survived everything, that he's still alive, and then he just hears those 4 knocks and realises that in all the kind of stuff that's happened, Wilfred is now trapped, and in freeing him, the Doctor technically will have to do the thing that will trigger his regeneration. And that, for me, just a moment of seeing the Doctor think he was so close to surviving, but then it's actually his friend that ultimately causes him to have to regenerate. That, I mean, the next minute or so, when he's saying how he's so close to getting his reward and it's not fair, that for me is the hardest part of the episode to watch. Just someone who's so genuinely upset, thinking that they've done everything right, that they've survived, and then just that one moment. That for me is the hardest part of the episode to sit through, and the saddest part. But yeah, it had to be done. But yeah, I mean, as I said, this episode has got kind of a great setup, a really kind of creepy kind of plot line throughout the episode, a great cast, and is ultimately my favourite Regeneration episode. But yeah, as I said, it's hard. It's a hard one to sit through. But there we go. That was the last Christmas special of the Russell T Davies era. Now onto the Moffat era, and the next one up, A Christmas Carol. Should be a nice kind of Christmassy twist. Until then, see ya.